Sorry about that. My background looked at like pure white. So I've been asked to do some video. Well, actually, let me back up. The last couple of videos that I posted on YouTube, I actually asked in the video if you had a story time that you want me to do a vlog about and give my advice or just my opinion, not so much as my advice, but my opinion. And one of the stories that came my way via email, it was a really touching topic. Basically, I'm gonna let the person remain anonymous because I don't want to say their names, and that's something I promised I wouldn't do unless they gave me permission to do so. So I got an email here recently where this lady, she hit me up. She actually sent me an email. Well, first she sent me a message on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, but I don't always check my Facebook Messenger every day because it's like as soon as I click on Messenger and people know that I'm on there or on Facebook, then they'll start kind of calling my phone and it's hard for me to really answer. So sometimes I don't always go on Messenger to read my messages. You guys who have Facebook, y'all know what I'm talking about. Now I know I got the option to turn that green dot off so people won't know that I'm actually active, but I keep it on for a reason. So basically she sent me a message through Facebook Messenger and I seen the message. And then a few hours later, I ended up getting an email from the same individual. And basically she had like wrote me like a whole, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 paragraph explaining the situation. And you know, I've been married before, so I kind of know how this goes and I kind of can concur with some of the things that she asked me. Her situation is she's been married to a guy. I don't know if it was like 6 years or 7 years. I'm gonna say she's married to the guy for 7 years and they're still currently married right now. Situation is, I guess, like when you with somebody for so long, you tend to get comfortable, if that's the right word to use. Yeah, I guess I can use that word. You tend to get comfortable in a relationship, meaning that you don't do things the way that you used to do before. I guess like going out to eat, giving nice compliments, I guess buying flowers and candy, the whole marriage thing. Well, I guess that doesn't just apply to marriage. That also applies in a relationship as well, if you're in a relationship. Her situation is, she says, Mr. Crier, I've been married for such and such years. My husband, he now says stuff to me that's kind of hurtful to me. And she went on to explain to me some of the things that he says to her. He says that she looks good in a dress because it's like a full body dress, but when she wears short dresses or shorts, that her legs look like cottage cheese. She also expressed that basically that when he goes to work now, it only takes him 15 minutes to get home from work. Now it takes him 3 or 4 hours to get home from work after he gets off work. And she expressed that she believes that he's seeing another coworker at work, a female coworker, I'm assuming. But she was just like, you know, she was like, Mr. Crier, am I wrong for thinking the way that I think? And if you're watching this video, and I hope that you are, I hope that this video reached you, I will say this. When your conversations start to get shorter with your partner, it's a 90% chance it's because they're getting longer with someone else. And that's usually the case. Again, if you and your partner conversations are starting to get shorter, it means that the conversations are getting longer with someone else. That's the ugly truth of it. We don't like to hear the ugly truth because it hurts. And you know, I was really trying to find a way to do this video because everybody has a situation going on in their life. And so it was really hard for me to figure out the right words to put in this video. So I didn't really think it through before I turned the camera on, but I'm just gonna give it to you raw. I believe, and this is just my opinion, if your significant other you've been married to now, I will say this right here. If you're just with somebody for a couple months, 3 or 4, 5, 6 months, I'll say a year. I'll say just a year. If you're with somebody for a year and they've already, starting to show signs like belittle you, saying that your legs look like cottage cheese, you look good in a full body dress because they can't see your legs, and then saying that your legs look like cottage cheese, and then they're not coming home from work anymore like they switched up the routine. I would say, even though that you might have feelings developed, strong feelings, I mean, a year is a pretty hefty time to be together, but it's not an extremely long time, if you guys can feel what I'm saying. So basically, I would say if it's that early in a relationship, I would say it wouldn't be as hard to sever ties with that person as opposed to if you was with that person for 7 or 8 years. It would be more hard to sever ties. When you in a long-term relationship, and even know that, mental abuse can be worse than physical abuse. I mean, seriously, because a physical abuse is something that just happens, but mental abuse is something that when it happens and when it says, we think 24 hours a day. So when you have mental abuse, you're thinking about that all the time. You don't have to wear that scar. You are the scar, because you're constantly planning it over in your mind. Damn, I look like cottage cheese. Wow, you're not attracted to me. Wow, he's not attracted to me anymore. Wow, I think he sent somebody else to work. It starts playing on you. But if it's a short relationship, like a year or less, I think it'd be easy to just walk away as opposed as it would be for a relationship that's extended beyond a year. However, I say however, when you're in a position to where y'all actually are lovers and y'all been together for a lot of years, y'all buy houses together, raise kids together, and you have like this routine. That's one thing about a marriage or a relationship. In a marriage or relationship, you almost become robotic. Means that you start doing this routine. For instance, like before I got married, I was in the street. I mean, I was straight up thug. You guys go back and look at old pictures of me. Maybe I should post them sometime. I had really long braids. I mean, really long. Before I got married and got serious about settling down, I was in my 30s, man. And you couldn't keep me off the street because I feel like I was missing something. I mean, oh God, in the streets. I keep forgetting to turn this darn ringer off when I do a video. And who would ever think that Damien Cryer would have got married? No, I'm not married anymore, for the new subscribers who don't know. No, I'm not married anymore. But before I got married, I was in the street. But then when I started getting serious about my marriage and my relationship, I became more robotic. Basically, I came up with a routine that accommodated my marriage as well as my new life to marriage into a new serious relationship. So you start to develop a routine where you go to work, you come home, we both know when each other gets off work, how long it takes to get home, and we call throughout the day on lunch breaks, and hey, I love you, hey, I miss you, hey, how's your day, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And so when you with someone for so long and they know your routine, that's a good thing, but at the same time, knowing your routine could be a really, really bad thing. And I'll probably touch on that in another video. So basically what she is saying is that they've been in a long-term relationship for years, and now the routine has changed. And now I guess, he gets off work at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and he don't make it home till 7 or 8 in the evening. And it's like when he comes home, he don't have an explanation for what he's doing. And so I'm not making this video to come on here to say, hey, you should leave his ass, he's a piece of shit. That's not my job to do that. I just wanted to address it because you wanted me to make a video about it. And basically, I would say for me, if I was mentally abused, somebody made me feel like, that they don't want to be around me, of course I would keep trying to see if I can really try to repair. But after a while, I would realize that, wow, you know, it's time to fall back. You know, this person is disgusted by me. This person is I'm a complete turnoff for this person, and therefore I would no longer pursue it. So I think in a long-term relationship, it's more harder to just walk away. You tend to take a little bit more abuse because it's like you think that things is going to turn around, things is going to change, maybe things will get better, maybe he'll come home and apologize, maybe he'll start coming home on time, maybe things will go different. Normally it takes something catastrophic to happen for a person to change. And it's sad to say what I'm going to say when I say something catastrophic, something like them getting really sick to where they need you, to where they got to depend on you, where they won't be able to actually make it without you. Because you know, a lot of family members is not going to do, well, people tend to feel that family members won't do what their significant other can do for them. So it makes them feel kind of inadequate, I guess, if that makes sense. So a lot of people tend to go back and allow certain stuff to happen. Again, mental abuse is a lot worse than physical abuse. And I'm not saying that from a psychiatrist standpoint, I'm saying it from experience. You know, during my life, I have had been put in positions, or I've been put in places where I felt like I was unwanted. I feel like I was unappreciative. I felt like I was just degrading myself by trying to keep pursuing something that I know that wasn't going to happen. And then one day I came to the realization, like, why are you chasing somebody who's not feeling you when you should be chasing your dreams? You know, chasing what you want to believe, you know, chasing what you want to do in life. Why chase somebody when you can just chase your dreams? So I think it's one of those situations where her self-esteem is probably shot. The young lady well, she's not a younger lady. She's younger than me though. She's older than me, but she's still a young lady. But I would just say, again, I can't come on here and advise you to just leave, because when you with someone for as many years as you expressed to me in your email, it's hard to just walk away. Especially 7 years, y'all probably accomplished a lot of stuff together. Probably car notes, paying cars off, paying mortgages, or, you know, investing in lawnmowers and weed whackers and kids' school. You might have someone that's going to graduate in a couple of years that y'all both raised together. So it's easier to say it than done. It's easy for somebody to say, hey, you know what, skip that dude or skip that woman. It's easier for somebody to say it to you. But when they're put in a position and it's something that they're dealing with, it's not as easy as they would speak it to be, if that makes sense. So I would say, if the young lady is in that situation and you're taking that this phone is just going crazy, it doesn't do this until I actually get on the camera. Then my phone wants to start going nuts. If you're in a mentally abused relationship, I mean, I know I would feel awful if someone came home and told me that I disgusted them, or, I mean, it would really make me feel the lowest of low. Especially if I felt like I was making all the right moves and doing all the right things. That would be something hard to really get in front of. You know, but I will say to the lady, if you allow yourself to continue being in this situation, then the situation is going to still exist. I think what I would do if I was in your shoes is I would start moving differently. I guess when I say moving differently, if you guys are used to calling each other every day, texting each other, sending emojis, just stop it. If they send you a message or he sends you a message, don't even respond to it. Just go cold turkey. He comes home from work, he's probably most likely going to say, well, did you get my text message earlier? You know, I know it's like playing games, but we live in a world full of games. So I would say nobody really breakups are not easy. Breakups never end good. I don't think that there's been a successful breakup that I've ever heard of where people walked away and say, hey, nice knowing you. We've been together for 10 years. Take care of yourself. Hey, you know, divorces and stuff like that is not something that's easy. When you walk away, people walk away not happy. Let's put it that way. They don't walk away with a smile on their face. Some people do walk away with a smile on their face during a divorce. It all depends on the circumstances that led up to the divorce, and if they left on, I guess, good terms. But a lot of divorces don't end in anything positive. There's always some bad shit involved in a divorce. So I would say this, young lady, don't let nobody sit there and steal your joy and tell you that your legs look like cottage cheese. And again, if your conversation is getting shorter with your significant other, you better believe that his conversation is getting a whole lot longer with someone else. And that's usually how it is. People tend to think that the grass is green on the other side. I'm a living witness. I have lived through the karma before. I have had karma come back on me. Karma doesn't always affect you directly. It can affect someone closer to you. So I'm just gonna say to the young lady, keep your head up high. Don't let nobody steal your joy from you, man. I hope that this video was able to help you out a little bit. My email is black_dhac2@yahoo.com. If this video got to you, you know who you are. You can email me and let me know that you did get the video, and let me know if it was helpful to you. If you guys want me to do other videos like this, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I may not be able to make it happen right then and there, because y'all know I got a lot of stuff going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Been doing a lot of traveling lately, and just a lot of great stuff going on. So kind of hard to explain right now, but we'll get to that sometime. But anyway, man, I love you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. And there's one more thing I need to do that I have not did in a few days, is a shout out. So I'm going to do that shout out. And yes, I have my phone in my hand, and I already have the shout out person that I want to shout out. So first person I want to shout out is Joanne Sanders. Joanne Sanders, congratulations, you just had a shout out. And Jessica Lynn, you just got shouted out. So I love you guys, man. And until the next video, man, I will see you guys, man. And don't forget, at the end of the day, somebody said it is so corny. So for the person who feels that my new logo was corny, that's fine. But anyway, it's the D, the A, the M, the I, the O-N. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.